Hey guys, welcome back to the Route 1 podcast. It's me, George, Ryan there, and Harry. No, not Harry. We are joined today with our first guest host, MarinerHodo, Owen, here to
Hello.
biggest Grimsby town fan channel. Owen, give us a few words.
Hello. I don't know. This first time doing a full podcast as a guest, so
That is
get
true.
straight to it.
That is true. We've had
an actual famous person on the podcast.
actual famous person. He's
The ego boosting is going to be incredible today. We've got to make ourselves look a lot better than what we are.
I know people who watch his show. Yeah.
My family watches your videos, Owen.
Yeah, I'm aware a lot of people do.
Humble brag. So, question today. It's a bit relevant to that kit that we've got here in my background. So, in 1999, Manchester United did the treble. That's all I'm gonna say. And in they famously, in the semi-final, played Juventus. Who did Bayern Munich play that year? In the semi-final.
Oh, in the '99 season. That's a good one.
Yeah, we'll have to let that bake in and marinate in your mind.
Ooh. Really hurt my mind.
So, what's happened this week in the world of football? We've had El Clasico. We've had Rudiger throwing ice at people and calling them miscarriages. We've had Leeds and Burnley officially get promoted. We've had Bradford,
Wrexham.
Bradford, Doncaster, Port Vale, Wrexham all officially go up. I don't think there's been anything. Oh, we've in the Premier League, obviously Ipswich are now relegated. Leicester are now relegated.
Never would have thought that.
Liverpool have
No,
won.
and there's nothing else interesting at the top of the table.
Liverpool won the Premier League.
Won the Premier. Celtic have won. The
Yeah.
Scottish
Yeah, well, that old Mickey Mouse tournament.
Oh,
and most importantly, Anthony scored again. So
there's a lot of answers.
there's a lot happening.
A lot of Anthony.
We've got to think about Champions League and Europa League and Europa Conference League coming up as well. And final match day for League 2, where you guys, where Grimsby Town play the fake Wimbledon.
Not this again, George.
Never liked him.
We had a whole discussion. So we've got a Celtic fan here, and this Celtic fan doesn't believe that the Rangers are the real Rangers because they've reformed, but he believes that AFC Wimbledon are the real Wimbledon because
No, I didn't say they were real Wimbledon.
you just don't think that MK Dons are the real Wimbledon.
Yeah, because they're not. They're not
There's
Wimbledon.
common sense and then there's stupidity.
Yeah.
That's what I'll have to say.
It's yeah. I don't think that Liverpool are the real champions, but that's because I'm on Donald Trump supporter levels of denial right now. So what are we going for first, Mr. Hodo? Obviously, you're in control of this podcast. You're a host
Since when has this been a thing?
since last Thursday when we decided.
This is how you treat the guest. You
Yeah.
put them in control of this whole thing.
You've got a lot of subscribers, Owen.
Yeah, it don't mean I control this podcast.
It's a great contract.
I mean, I think you should talk about El Clasico.
We'll
Personally.
start with El Clasico. So 3-2, some banging goals in there, and a lot of Real Madrid shenanigans. They have this season. I think they are genuinely one of the least likable teams I have ever seen play football.
I think
Yeah.
historically, I'd go historically. But I'm going to put you in a cheeky little situation here.
Mhm.
You're a big-time referee. You've been appointed an El Clasico Copa del Rey final. And before the game even kicks off, you're abused online and in person by Real Madrid fans.
No,
Are
by
you
Madrid itself.
and Madrid, right? Are you A, biased towards Barcelona, or have a good game? Because I think this man had a great game.
Yeah.
That's
The thing is, he has to do a pre-match interview. What
Well,
referee does that?
Yeah.
If I was him, I would have been real biased towards Barca. Anyway,
Yeah, that's why you're not a referee, Ryan.
There was a few shouts where Barca should have had a penalty and he didn't give it, kind of thing. So, like, Real Madrid fans are currently saying, "Wow, he was biased towards us," and Barca fans are like, "No, he wasn't because of this, and this," and it's.
But I feel like Real Madrid gave themselves an excuse for losing before the game had even kicked off.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that's what they were going at.
They're always going to base it off that, regardless.
Yeah.
They are very sore losers this year. They keep looking worse and worse and worse. I'm surprised that during the Arsenal games they didn't come up with some excuse that the referee, those free kicks shouldn't have been free kicks.
To be fair, it's either the refs bad or racism, and Arsenal's got a lot of black players, so they couldn't go with racism.
Vinny kind of always targets himself as like he always tries to make himself the main thing, and then that gets him the attention, and then it never ends well.
I don't like Vinicius Junior, but I think there was that guard of honour thing, and he made sure to shake every single Barcelona player's hand that they had and stuff like that when they were walking through. I thought that was nice, and respectful when other people were just not. So I've got to give him that. But he did also walk onto the pitch, like 10 metres onto the pitch, whilst arguing with the referee after he'd already been subbed off, and Rudiger was throwing ice.
It's stupid.
Like final, emotions can, you can run high.
Yeah.
But there's a point, and you think he passed that point.
Oh yeah.
But if he did, I'd be scared to say what Rudiger did.
That should be like that should be a hefty ban. That should be like a couple.
He
of months
threw an
ban.
ice pack towards the ref.
Yeah, you don't do that.
It's shocking.
No.
Well, the ref wasn't even bad.
No.
He wasn't.
No. But he looked like he shot his family or something. He stared at him proper.
I think they must have tried to get it over with the fans that the ref's bad, that they've got it to themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've brought it
really,
to
really strange situation.
It is, and I'm appalled by them this season.
Yeah.
I don't even like Jude Bellingham because of it. It's turning me off of Jude. He just seems a bit like he's got into that mould, and everybody who's not called Rodrigo just looks bad.
Yeah.
He got sent off afterwards, though, didn't he, Bellingham? They got 3 players sent off eventually at full time. I think it was him and Vasquez as well.
I feel like Rodrigo knows his own level, and
Yeah.
he's just a very good player. He's got to move. He's got to go.
He needs to get out of there.
Yeah.
He's got to go.
I like Rodrigo. I'd take Rodrigo. You
You take anyone at this point.
United.
Yeah.
You'd be lucky to get Liam Delap, mate.
Yeah.
Who is it you're lining up at the minute?
Cunha.
Osimhen.
It's Cunha, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're in talks with Osimhen as well from Galatasaray.
Such a bad move for Cunha, isn't it? It's such a bad.
Cunha's gone backwards.
Yeah.
You would have said that at the start of the season, would you?
They've gone from Wolves have literally gone from nearly relegated.
All I'm saying is they got rid of Gary O'Neill and it's all become okay. Gary O'Neill is just not.
Get rid of the English managers.
He's not a Premier League manager. Gary O'Neill is.
Who did he manage before?
Bournemouth.
Yeah, Gary O'Neill. He was at Bournemouth.
Yeah, at Bournemouth. Were like, we're not having any of this. Let's get somebody good in.
Let's get a foreign manager with great tactics.
Areola is no.
Areola.
Areola is. He's a goalkeeper. Former Madrid.
Areola.
Areola's nipple, isn't it? Yeah. Areola.
Or that. Could go both ways.
Speaking of getting rid of your manager early, to help you get up and stuff. Leeds, Burnley. What do you think about them getting?
Leeds are going to get rid of Farker.
I think it's a good move.
To get rid of you, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I know it sounds strange, but if it's been like a good 3 seasons now, where championship teams have just gone up and then down, it's clearly the fact that they just need a better manager. They need someone who's managed the Premier League before and being able to stay up, and they can now appoint a manager as a Premier League club as opposed to appointing someone to take them up to the Championship.
To be fair, Farker's taken Norwich to the Premier League twice, but then his track record in the Premier League is horrendous. He got relegated twice.
And then gone straight down.
They did
So
only give
they've
him
been a yo-yo.
9 million or something ridiculous. But...
I mean, he had that one year where Pookie became god for a month and then fell off.
Oh yeah, he started off like man had a 30-goal 2 months and then died. Somebody shot him, and now he's playing
Lost his
indoor
foot.
football. Like,
He's playing back in Finland.
yeah.
not mine.
I was going to say, did you hear
That
Jose
Norwich
Mourinho
team
was linked to Leeds?
To the Leeds job.
I would love Jose. I was saying to my
think
friend
it's-
Zach at Leeds, it's a big up Zach, another shout out. It would be so fun at Leeds. Like the amount of shenanigans.
It'd sum up
he's done.
Leeds. It would sum up Leeds.
So, I saw someone say that if Ange got sacked, he might go to Leeds.
Oh, my friend was like, it'll just be Bielsa again. We'll just have players injured left, right, and centre. But I'd love him. That's.
Mourinho's gone and said he'd rather manage like a mid-table, low Premier League team rather than go for titles again. Which is like people are thinking, he might go Brentford or somewhere like that. But Leeds might be a better suit for him, because especially with that crowd to get on top of him.
If Jose Mourinho went to Leeds, that'd be one of the greatest deployments of all time.
It'll bring back the proper dirty Leeds as well.
No, he'd suit that club so well.
Yeah,
Just get
it's
all the
definitely a
players
Mourinho club.
Everyone.
It would just
Go from that free-flowing football to 2 for everyone.
None of that woke bollocks. Bring back the 4-4-2.
Bring back Luke Ayling at right back.
Did he have Dan James when he was at United?
I can't remember. I don't know if he signed him. It was 2019 they brought him in.
Yeah.
I
I don't know if that was under Solskjaer.
Leeds have got a really good team. I think
They got a good team, yeah.
They just can't score any goals, and
They sold a lot of good players in the summer though, so a lot of people didn't think they'd be able to go up,
But they brought in some good talent.
they seem like
That Tanaka, that midfield is a joke.
yeah,
he's class. I think
they just need a keeper.
and they need a striker.
Yeah, Melier is not worth it.
They've got Darlow in now, but he's not good enough. He's not a regular starter. They need to.
He's not a Premier League keeper.
Very, very good.
They need to get some they should go out for Kelleher or
Yeah.
don't get
Kelleher would
Ramsdale.
be a good shout.
Don't get Ramsdale.
You'd go down with Ramsdale.
Yeah,
He's got
that's
a track record.
Very big track record of going down.
Is he signed permanently at Southampton?
Yeah, but he's gonna go.
Yeah, but he's going to leave Southampton anyway.
Yeah, but where would he go?
I wouldn't be surprised if he went to West Ham.
Bristol City when they go up. Who are?
Yeah, Bristol City, they're going to go. They have a Millwall in the Championship playoff final.
Oh, that would be the perfect Championship playoff final. Imagine
Bristol City being Millwall.
Yeah. Imagine Millwall back in the top flight. That would be.
Have Millwall been in the Prem?
They've been in the top flight. They've never been in the Prem. I had to stop myself from saying the Prem then.
God, some of the teams in the Prem, if Millwall went up, Jesus
West Ham,
Christ.
Millwall.
West Ham, Palace, Millwall.
Literally half the London teams are in the Prem, so Millwall fans don't even have to travel.
Nope, they can just go out in the Stone Island and chat whatever.
Be racist.
You'd love to see
The
it.
normal crap. What do we think about the possible League One table next season of 5 good games for Town if we went up?
What games are you saying are good?
All.
I'm saying Bradford, Donny, Hull, Lincoln, and I forgot the other team. Us.
There is many.
It's just 5. I just didn't count us.
What was the fifth one?
Rotherham officially down on
Rotherham.
Wikipedia as a
Huddersfield.
That
Wasn't the
League One
Yorkie team,
is
away?
that League One's about to become ridiculous.
League One is and Mansfield.
It'll be
I'll
a.
get Mansfield.
What I was thinking was like League Two ain't getting any better. A lot of
At least
teams-
it's got so much worse.
So
We're
I feel like-
getting back in return Shrewsbury, Bristol Rovers, Crawley, and Cambridge.
Hey,
It was like
we're
20.
getting Barnet.
Oh yes, the chance of vegans. Can't wait. Oh no.
Who was it in the National League?
Oldham
Oldham
dressed up as
and-
butchers for Forest Green away. I thought that was so
That's
good.
class.
Incredible.
Dressed up as butchers. If you're gonna do fancy dress for an away day, that is the perfect one.
I feel like if the teams who don't go up in League Two this season will just go up next season, because I don't see League Two get any better.
Like,
There is that, but League Two is so unpredictable. You can have one good year and then you can be in a relegation fight next year.
Yeah.
you could be like a Forest Green where you smash it and go up, and then you just boom, boom, boom. The Carlisle have literally just done the same thing. as
Scunny.
Forest Green. Yeah.
So
Go
that's
straight up to the National League North.
I feel like it's just to do with money though, and it's the money difference. You spend so much trying to keep yourself up in like the Championship sort of level, and then you go down, and it's just that difference, that drop
Yeah.
off is
It's
ridiculous.
budget cuts,
Yeah.
and
And then you've cut it so much, you open your eyes and you're playing scunny in their tearing apart stadium,
You're playing in a regionalised league.
coughing up iron ore. It's
Playing
Coughing up
against-
iron ore.
like Colville or like
You're playing against plumbers and
Water FC.
Crave Paper Mill.
Cray Valley Paper Mills.
Yeah.
Marine Water Club.
Oh, Marine. Love a bit of Marine.
I love a bit of Marine ever since they played Tottenham.
Rushden and Diamonds.
Oh,
I
shit,
remember.
Any,
Oh.
any random team.
Yeah.
Dagenham and Redbridge going down.
They're just above the relegation
Oh,
zone.
are they? Boston.
They won
aren't in it,
6-1 on Saturday. Yeah, Boston is safe. But yeah, Dagenham and Redbridge won 6-1 on Saturday. So they're just one place above, 1 point above.
though. I like Dagenham
Do
and
we-
Redbridge.
Do we see York winning the playoffs?
You never know. Come on, Gateshead. You never know.
Yeah,
I think York should.
can Gateshead
Gateshead are allowed up.
Yeah.
They've been allowed
They've
up.
sorted that bit out.
Fucking finally.
To go to the Angel of the North.
Let them have a year more on their fucking stadium to allow them to go up.
Yeah, that lease was a bit of a joke. Yeah. Ooh, National League North playoff semi-final quarter-final tomorrow night. That's going to be a big game.
Will you be watching?
No. Chorley v Kings Lynn.
Oh,
Big game,
that's the
big
game you're
game.
watching. I understand that. Who
Boreham
needs-
Wood v Dorking in the
Who
south.
needs to watch Champions League when you can watch Boreham Wood versus Dorking? Dorking have got that YouTube person who people know.
They got
Yeah.
a bunch of amateurs.
Yeah.
Do you see the red card they got the other week? Yeah. It's one of the worst decisions I've ever seen. Lido gives a throw in right in the corner, and then the
Oh,
ball
yeah.
goes out again, and then even the Bath player's like, "Oh, thrown's over there." Takes throw over there, goes, "No, it's over there," and then Lido doesn't say anything to the ref. Books one of the players for taking a throw. Then they realise, okay, we've got to take a long throw now, so they swap throwing takers and they send the guy off for wasting time. But it should have been a throw in much closer to the box, and it was the most ridiculous red card I think I've ever seen in my life.
Jeez.
Reffing couldn't be more low.
You gotta love the standard of reffing in lower leagues.
It's so poor. Even at our level, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I don't. Every time I watch a Premier League game now, I'm just like, why do these people complain? These refs are brilliant.
Yeah, thank God they
Yeah.
got semi-automated offsides.
Just like, because when you before I obviously got a season ticket to Town, I was like, oh, these Prem refs are woeful. And then you watch Town for a season,
You understand.
they're incredible referees. They're incredible. They are very good. And the VAR system is great. It's world class. Do you know what I mean?
So what
I mean,
was it
Town have...
earlier this year? Was it like
What?
the Notts County game or Newport County where they had 2 goals, which were both like handball and
It was
offside?
nuts. It was nuts, County.
One was a handball which the player had missed.
One was offside and one was a handball.
One wasn't even close. One was
Yeah, one
offside.
guy was... Yeah, one was offside by a mile. One was
And
auditioning for Space Jam.
what was good was that it brought attention. It
Yeah.
brought it because a lot of people watching it with it being on
Sky
like not
Plus, Sky
Sky
Sports.
It was on Sky Sports Football. That was on the
Oh.
main event.
football, and it was the biggest game on that night, and so loads of people were watching it, and it brought attention to the fact that these refs are useless.
Yeah. That's the thing with the new Sky deal, because it highlights how bad officiating can be.
Yeah.
And it puts it into more to the limelight and more on social media, which is where everything seems to set fire now.
It is generally shocking, but it was nice to see like even like people that were just watching it because it was the football that was on. So it was just everyone was saying the game was just run by the ref.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
watching the ref walk about for 90 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it was 2 goals in the opening like 15 minutes, and that just changed the whole game.
Yeah.
We got one consolation just before half time, but it was too late.
From it, can you? It's just
No.
That I think the Sky Sports Plus deal has been just great for everybody. Like everyone's getting to you're able to watch like Mansfield versus Rotherham and that was a banging game. If any of you saw that, they went 3.
It was it 3-3.
Yeah, they came from there like 3-1 back. It was
3-1 down.
Yeah.
They got 2 goals right there. Yeah, but it suits this Sky Sports deal suits the armchair fan rather than fans that go to the games because it changes kickoff times and completely ruins away days.
But you're getting like the club. It means the clubs are getting a little bit more money, which is
There's that, yeah, but
it's not like
they've not cared about fans.
yeah, they're not putting because obviously that at lower leagues, League 2, League 1, it's all about the fans. The fans
Yeah.
where the money is. If you're not attracting fans, especially to stadiums, if you're not attracting fans to stadiums, then you're going to be in a lot of bother, a lot of trouble really quickly. So although it's great because obviously you can, if people can't make games, like especially away games,
yeah.
it's fine. Because have you seen one of the games next season? It's like if Carlisle go down and who is it go up?
Truro.
Pardon?
Truro.
It's in Cornwall.
It's a 7.5 hour drive. Do you know what I mean? Obviously that's not on Sky Sports National League, but it's
It'd be on the zone.
Yeah, and the clubs aren't like on direct train routes either, so you've got to drive.
No, it'd be a 14-hour train if you had to take it,
Yeah,
and that's just getting there.
Yeah, so there's a lot of difference obviously between a
Yeah.
Prem game or a Championship game than a.
To be fair, Truro next season anyway, are gonna have some long journeys. 'Cause they've got Hartlepool as well. They've got Gateshead if they don't go up. Gateshead's a 900-mile round trip. But those 3 away days alone is 48 hours of travelling. So that is 2 full days of their life just gone on 3 games.
That's crazy.
I reckon they'll get about 20 fans go up.
Not even that. I don't even think they'll get that. If it's a rearranged game on a Tuesday night in March, you're getting no fans.
Travelling,
Driving to London and getting a plane from like Luton up to Newcastle.
yeah, that would just be.
The stadium.
I was gonna say travelling like 2 days worth of my life just to watch a ball draw.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, 0-0.
Yeah. My 0.4 XG for the game. Like
That's in total. That's over for one team.
there was a game like that earlier this season. I can't remember which team it was, but they had the game was a 0.43 XG.
How? How does that happen?
It was like I think it was like Bradford versus like Carlisle or something like that. I don't know.
Some sort of 0-0 draw in League 2.
Yeah. It was.
I'm on it. I'm on the research.
I never get XG to be honest.
Yeah.
You could win like 6-0, but the other team's got an XG, better XG than them.
They're the better XG.
They're like.
It's like what Ollie Solskjaer said. He's like, oh, we can have the same XG, but from that position, I'd score it. I don't know if you would, but I would.
Found a game with a total XG of 1.
That's not.
That's the lowest I've got at the moment.
I'll have to find. I'll find the Instagram post. I got it from, and I'll send it.
Yeah.
later. But
A few 0-0s here.
how are we feeling about Champions League? We got the semi-finals of the Champions League.
Very,
I'm
very
happy.
important.
Very.
The one thing that I don't want is Arsenal to win a Champions League. I would actually, just so, I would probably go, you can kill me as long as Arsenal never win a Champions League ever. Because their fans would just...
No, never shut up.
It's one of those ones where it's like, I think the team itself's likable, but
The fans aren't.
just ruin it. It's like, unless your name's Robbie Lyle, the rest of you are just...
AFTV.
Yeah. I like him. He seems alright. But some of the rest of them are just absolutely delulu. They're like the Real Madrid fans of England, but without anything to back it up.
Yeah, I like the ones like who've got YouTube quite funny.
Yeah.
Because some of them put it on, like AFTV is just, I love watching it. It's an absolute...
Ty from AFTV when he loses his head is some of the most content thing you can find.
I find that just the average Arsenal fan is so bad. It's awful. Just you can't have a conversation with them without them just yapping about the Invincible.
Did you know we went invincible in 2004?
Who gives a shit? I don't. 2004, pal. You drew half the games.
It'd be like if Preston fans were like, did you know that we went invincible in 1888 to 89?
Or, I mean, to be like PSG are currently invincible, right? Or
They're not. They lost.
Did they?
PSG lost to Nice.
It's not very nice.
But Leverkusen, they go invincible. I've not heard anything about that.
No, they're just happy. They're happy to be there. They're like
next. No, just you know.
I mean, that's also down to the fact they lost a Europa League final and then they lost quite early this season as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of been muted out.
I feel like they just didn't. They needed it, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they won the Europa League, it'd still be about, but it's not as good, not as bad.
German football fans tend to be quite good, unless you're like Thiago, who's like, oh yeah, German football is supreme over everything else, and
German football is great though. Like the government really supports it. They've obviously got the 51-49.
It's
Yeah, they've got the fan ownership, which is quality.
Yeah.
If you've got a ticket to a game, you get free train travel, which is sick. But that
The home and away fans mix.
Netherlands also does that, so you can actually get a train all free from Germany to Netherlands and then Netherlands back. You can make a good weekend out of that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, like German fans as well. The home and away mix sometimes as well. Like if it's too full, it's like you never get that in England.
Unless
if you find one person in your end, you're gone.
I was about to say, unless you've got like your what is it? It's there's a rivalry, Braunschweig or whatever they're called versus I think
Braunschweig.
Wolfsburg versus and
Braunschweig.
There's literally like fights in the towns between the two cities, between fans, because they absolutely like they killed a goat and painted it green and put it outside the training facility for Wolfsburg. And then Wolfsburg. No, it's not Wolfsburg. It's not Wolfsburg. It's Hanover. Hanover versus Braunschweig.
Braunschweig.
Yeah, and then
Hanover green.
Went and put oil-proof, like waterproof paint on their centre circle at Braunschweig that said 69 because it's Hanover 69, so that they'd have to play the games with Hanover's logo.
Is it not Hanover 96?
Yeah, 96, same thing, 69.
I don't want to ruin the joke, but
You just wanted to say 69, didn't you?
I knew the two numbers were there. I just went with it, but the rest of the German football seems all right.
Yeah, they're just there to watch footy.
Yeah, they're
enjoy the pints.
They're allowed beers because like we're not. Like, could you imagine beers in bloody?
You've seen us at Box Park.
I'll tell you the reason we're not allowed pints. It's because of teams like Leeds and Millwall. Give them one pint, they'd be stumbling everywhere and battering battering.
Mate, you've
children.
seen fans in Box Park for the Euros, so you're never going to get beers
No.
in stadiums.
Then we had like that Euro final when some guy had a flare up his ass.
I remember that. I remember that one.
I remember the interview. He was like, "Yeah, I'd had like
Imagine going back to work that week. It was
20
like, oh, why was you in hospital this week? No, I just took a flare up my ass.
I had,
Someone blew smoke up my ass.
it was like I had 12 tins and a bump of coke, and I decided a flare was gonna. It was just the time. Oh. Do you guys think Inter's gonna beat Barca?
No.
No.
I'm saying Barca for the win. To be honest.
Also, no, I think they're too strong.
My friend has been saying since this tournament started, it's going to be Arsenal Inter in the final. So,
I mean, at the start of this one, that is quite a bold statement, but
yeah, and it could
I
come
don't
true.
think anyone saw Barca doing well, given that they've got no money. But
at the start of the season, no. But then,
They've
like,
actually, yeah.
as soon as they started playing, like, around like October time, it's like they've got a chance.
I feel like the league's just letting them do it because they don't want Real Madrid to get anywhere with it.
Yeah.
And then this summer, I've got a feeling that a lot of money might go missing for Barca, and all of a sudden they've got no players.
Yeah.
I've just got that feeling. It happens every.
And Champions League is a must. Champions League is a must if they want to grab on any money.
But they're spending they've literally knocked down the entirety of a 90,000 seater stadium
And
To build it up again.
to add 10k seats to it.
It's I know the fair play in Spain is like it's weird. I think they only do it off like the wage budget or something like that. It's not the same as ours because I think we've got quite a good financial fair play system.
Yeah, the way we have turnovers and the way that's how it works.
Yeah. Whereas
What?
they've got it like all of their financial stuff just benefits Barca and Real Madrid.
Well, it's because all the other teams just don't have money to start with, so you just adding.
No.
And all the TV money goes to Barca and Real Madrid.
I mean, yeah, because they're always on TV. I don't remember a Barca game that's not been on TV.
Yeah, because it's what people watch and stuff. So that's like, I don't think we'll ever. Well, like Atletico are really trying their hardest, but we're not going to have another Valencia or Deportivo.
Bilbao.
I love Bilbao. I don't want them to win, but I love Bilbao.
They must have like the greatest football youth academy system ever if they're only signing players from that region. Like, you don't see towns having a squad full of Lincolnshire people because we'd be in like the Cleat League.
It
Yeah.
would be further down than that.
We would be a team. So like the Basque region of Spain must have like the greatest football like system.
They've opened it. They've slowly opened it up so like you can have like Basque in France as well, and then your grandparents can be from Basque, like Williams.
Well, yeah, he was Spanish originally. Nice guy, name.
And the other Williams, yeah.
You got Nico, yeah.
But they're still like sort of low. They're not like branching out really far, are they?
They're not signing like random players from the middle of nowhere.
If you've been doing it for so long, then
You can't break tradition.
Yeah.
It'd have to be a really bold move if you want to stop doing a tradition that's been going on since your club started.
Like, it'd have to be something like if they signed Messi kind of thing. It would have to be something like that.
It'd be like the biggest exception possible.
We've got the greatest youngster ever. Like, if they went and signed Jude Bellingham, people would go, fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like,
They'll
when
find.
There'll be some people. There'll be the traditionalists of going, we don't need him. He's not from the Basque region.
They say Ireland's the Basque of the Great Britain. Kind of thing.
It is for England, to be fair.
For England to take off.
So we're all hoping that Bilbao loses this week, right?
No.
We're all hoping Bilbao absolutely stack it and don't win.
I hope Bilbao absolutely batter whoever they face in the Europa League.
Yeah.
I hope Bilbao make the final, then just so
Lose to Bodo Glimt.
Like, if Bodo Glimt beat Tottenham, that is one of the most embarrassing things.
If Bono Glimt win the entire tournament, everyone in that Europa League needs to hang their head in shame.
Yeah, but Bodo Glimt they're a good side.
They're a good side, but it's a fact of where they are. It's a joke.
What we've got to look at here is the fact that Glint have lived off the fact that teams are just underestimating them.
Yeah.
Because they win the first leg by like 3 goals, so obviously that's just, oh, we didn't expect you to be this good, and then they cling on to their bare shit in the second half.
I know they like conceded 3 goals, but they were just as good as Lazio in Rome. They were.
Yeah,
they were still
their
class.
pitch. Their pitch is a big balance to the difference in performance because they play in the Arctic Circle. They play on this flat, like hockey style pitch almost, and it really balances out performance for them because they're used to it and they're the most like northern team in Norway by like 200 miles. So that's just how they play.
But I suppose it helps you because it's such an extreme condition.
Yeah.
It's so cold.
It's the Arctic Circle for crying out loud.
How Warren wouldn't have a field day there.
He would not.
His third-legged go missing.
He'd have 2 legs.
Do you know, it's impressive that we've got 2 Scandinavian teams in the semi-finals of European competitions, though.
Djurgårdens.
Yeah.
Is that who Chelsea have got?
Yes, yeah.
Or
They
the Swedish side.
it's where Lucas Bergvall's from.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hope Chelsea lose that.
Oh, I hope so too.
Large margin.
There's 2 teams
It'd be funny.
that I'd want to win the Conference League. So you got Djurgårdens and obviously Betis because the greatest player of all time is currently playing at Betis.
Who have Betis got?
Fiorentina. So they're going to lose to Fiorentina.
Oh,
Fiorentina are
the
gonna lose
finalist
the
of
final.
every Conference League final. Jesus Christ.
Do they just not fancy like doing out in the Europa League? They're just like,
Yeah.
you know.
They do you know what they fancy? They fancy getting to a final and bottling it. That's...
Tottenham.
Imagine Fiorentina against Tottenham. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
It'd be abandoned.
they just shake hands and decide we both don't want this.
We don't need this. Thank you very much. And the 2 semi-finalists, they got knocked out and then play the final.
Yeah, the 3rd and 4th place play for the winner. Man, I'd have loved if the Tottenham just decided, do you know what? We're not going to show up in that final against Liverpool.
I just think that we just outplayed them for 90 minutes.
Yeah,
It was the most boring game of football I've ever watched.
English finals just aren't. They don't feel right.
No, because it's normally English clubs playing really good football against European clubs, but European clubs got a European referee that just sides with them for most of the game. That is the majority of what happens in a normal final. Mostly English clubs v Real Madrid. Real Madrid seem to get a lot of decisions their way in finals. So
Typical.
It's like, has there been a good English final? We've had 3. We've had City, Chelsea, Liverpool.
City, Chelsea.
Is it in the Champions League?
Yeah, Champions League final.
I watched City Chelsea. It was a good game.
It was an alright game, but it was a lot.
1 goal.
Yeah.
So,
Kai Havertz, come on. Do you know what would be great? Do you know what would be great if Kai Havertz won 2 Champions Leagues by just scoring in the final and being the only one to score in a final for 2 London clubs? Like,
yeah.
They'd have to build a statue for him out in the middle of London somewhere.
I was going to say, just get rid of that massive pillar with the horse on top of it.
Yeah. Who even is like that Mr. Trafalgar?
Who needs that?
Yeah. Just put Kai Havertz
When
there.
you've got Kai Havertz. Wait. Jeez.
Graffiti that statue. I'd love to see what comes out of that.
Get Banksy on the case.
If I've just got to say, if Chelsea win this, they'll be the first team to have won all 3, won't they?
Oh yeah, because Jose
Yeah, they
Mourinho
will be.
was the first manager, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Mm. And Emerson, the left back, was the first player.
Yeah, I don't see it as an achievement to be
I-
a club. Fair enough as a manager, because you've then you've been about, you've won it all, you've gone at
He
different
won it with
levels.
3 different teams.
Yeah, you've done it at different levels, but as a club, I feel like it's a bit pathetic.
Chelsea are the only team to have held the Europa League and the Champions League at the same time for a
Yeah.
week.
Yeah. That was very odd for that to happen after they win the Champions League to win the Europa League the year after.
But they still held they held both because the final of the one that they won the year before was taking place after the final they just won.
Yeah, the August Europa League
So
and the Champions League. So
there's a picture
they had
of-
time with both.
It's like a picture of Mata and like Fabregas,
Is it?
or
Yeah,
something
they
like that.
just both sat and knelt with both trophies.
Yeah, it's great.
Wait, which way
It's
round?
odd.
Which way round did they win it?
Did they win the?
They won the Champions League,
Then
then the
the
next year
Europa
they won the Europa League.
Oh, did they get to the?
They got
round?
knocked out in the group stage of the Champions League,
Oh yeah, and then went.
and
to
then
the,
they did a Sevilla basically.
went to the round of 32.
I'm kind of happy. What do you guys think about the fact that you can't drop down anymore after the group stage?
Sevilla can't do a Sevilla thing.
Yeah,
I think it's good because
I think so too.
if you're in the Champions League from the group stage, you're a Champions League club. If you're in the Europa League from the group stage, that's your
Yeah.
level. So having really good teams drop out, because sometimes you have it, don't you? Where you get a stinky ass group and some like team like Juventus or Bayern Munich just can drop down in third or whatever. They're gonna win that, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's not.
They should. That's the thing. They should.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I like it now because like if you like we wouldn't have had Olympiacos winning the thing last year if say some team dropped down like, oh yes, we're Sevilla and we're dropping down into the Conference League this year to ruin everybody.
It didn't stop Man United from losing it, did they?
They stopped as well.
My apologies. I had to hit one.
I know.
One day.
One day. At least I've got to see us win a
Moving
Champions
on.
League. Yeah, let's move on. Ryan, segue. I'll be sad, Ryan.
I'll segue this. Don't worry.
Oh no.
Oh. For our audio
It's gonna
listeners, Ryan is
Written the wrong way around, but we'll have it.
55. What
Does
is it?
anyone? Any guesses? 55.
No?
I know the answer.
Oh, 55 Celtic leagues, yeah.
Burr,
So all those
burr.
Rangers fans that still say that they're a bigger team because they've won the most league titles can shove that.
Come
Where the money keeps nuts.
come back to us when you beat Linfield on the title, league title.
Yeah, but we've got the most trophies, so it doesn't matter.
Hold on, man.
Well,
We've
You got
a
the most
Champions
trophies.
League, actually. We've got a Champions League. So
It's called the European Cup.
no, it's the Champions League, isn't it? You know what I mean? Champions League.
For being technical.
that's
Do you count Premier Leagues, George, as different to a First Division?
okay. So they are, but no.
It's a top tier title, but just under a different name.
It's like it is technically a different league because they reformed it and all of that stuff and they split
Yeah.
away from. But no, I'm not like that.
It's like
I
Liverpool
see it
with
as-
6 European Cups, but 2 of them were Champions Leagues.
Yeah,
I see it, but it's the same trophy. You win the same.
Yeah, it's the same tournament,
it's
but
yeah.
like
It's literally
it's just under a different name.
It's
because I've seen a lot of United fans at the minute.
oh yeah, me too. I was about to.
We
bring
won
that
more
up.
Premier Leagues.
Some clever clogs, Liverpool fan, come up with this brilliant thing that it's no longer called the Barclays Premier League. So in fact, you've won 0 Premier Leagues.
That's
Got them.
That is incredible.
we've also won some FA Premier Leagues. I mean, it's a different thing. That's like we've won.
We won the Community Shield.
We've won like 13 Premier Leagues, but 20 top division titles, kind of thing.
just my point. Like,
Yeah.
Tournaments change name all the time, like different sponsors.
Mm.
It's like
It is because the reason why people say it is it's the fact that it wasn't a name change. It was like a full.
Yeah.
We're separating.
Reform. It was a full reform.
Like, yeah, we're under a different regulation than the rest of the football league, but it is still.
It
20.
was 22 teams. Then it went to 20 teams.
If you just chuck it as it actually is,
it's 20 and 20.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a draw right now.
First division title, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's all it is.
But
yeah, I'd get your opinion on that.
yeah, no, it's 2020. You know, like
anything can be anything.
Anything could be anything. But all I'm gonna say is at least we haven't lost a Premier League whilst having 97 points. That's.
Yeah, but I think that shows how good Klopp is because he spent about $1 billion less money and still came up 1 point short at 97. So you know.
It'll just be remembered that you didn't win it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we only lost one game that entire season.
I do actually think that we're more famous for coming second with 97 points than City are for winning it with 98.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
No,
that's all people will remember from that season is the fact
Because that season's going to be one of the best Premier League seasons ever, yet not going to win a league title.
Yeah. I'd have cried. I'd have cried. Like,
I think I did.
It was disappointing. It was.
I think I did.
It's been disappointing for many seasons now because it's just like we play so well but we never spend a lot.
Yeah.
We play so well with like the players that we've got.
Never spend a lot. We spent 100 million on Darwin Núñez for crying out loud.
He is the goat. Shut up.
I was going to say the last few seasons, and not this season, but the last few before that, you have spent a decent amount, like on Soboslai and all that.
I think Liverpool do it in patterns.
Yeah.
Where it's like we have 1 year spending, 1 year nothing, 1 year spend, 1 year nothing. And this was the year where we spent nothing, and then next year we'll probably go in.
I saw a compilation of Darwin Núñez's last 40 shots.
Yeah,
this includes his goals. There wasn't many of them, but it's just.
Wait.
Did you see that he put out a tweet or something like that against?
Oh yeah.
And then deleted it and tried to pretend his account wasn't the real one by unverifying it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw that. It come up on my notifications when he put it out. I was like, oh. And then it was gone. And then the entire account looked fake. I was like,
Darwin Núñez has more Premier League titles than Steven Gerrard.
Oh my God.
And Joe Gomez.
Jesus Christ.
Joe Gomez is
Some of the players in that list have got more Champions League, Premier League than Gerrard.
Willie Caballero.
Harvey Elliott.
Yeah. Or Scott Carson, technically.
He's 2 times Champions League winner.
I know. He's got a full.
Michael Owen.
It would make me laugh if like one day someone just finds all these trophies and it turns out he's the most decorated footballer of all time, and he played like 3 times.
Played 4 minutes
in 45 years.
He's the most decorated bench player. Wouldn't surprise me.
I reckon he's still got more goals than Joe Gomez.
I really wish he was okay to play yesterday and he'd just thunder it top bins.
I can't remember what game it was. I think it was like Man City earlier in the season or someone like that. And you guys really needed a goal. And every time that it was like in a good position to score, it would just land at Simicast. And I was like, oh, that's just a missed opportunity again.
It's gone. It's gone as soon as it hits that man's foot.
Oh. I'm excited for next season. I'm excited to see who comes up. And I'm excited to see just what, because I think we're in the strongest Premier League that the Premier League's ever been. Like,
yeah, a lot of fans obviously say that it was the worst Premier League of all time. I don't know where they're getting that from. I understand like, oh, it's a bit different having Nottingham Forest break top 4. I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think it shows more teams improving. It's not that teams are getting worse. It's like City. They found it so hard because they've not just been able to walk over teams.
Yeah.
They're all fighting.
Yeah.
Other than the
It's
bottom three, which is just obviously.
yeah,
But the bottom
it's because
three
people
is
saying
struggling
like
so much because the teams are so good now.
Nobody wants to go down, and it's
Yeah.
great. It is great.
but people say that because like there's been no title fight from the start. There's been no relegation battle from the start. But everyone forgets that you got Forest up there, you got Brighton up there, Bournemouth, Fulham. They're all battling for Europe, which you wouldn't think.
But it's not. Obviously, Liverpool have kissed the league a little bit.
Yeah, they've ran away with it.
It's not been like that. It's not been like 30 points. It's still
No, but it's not been like neck and neck like Liverpool and City have been over the few years.
But if you just look literally a place below that, it's just complete mass.
So close.
Yeah. It's. I think everyone down to the like West Ham has been good, as long as your name's not Man United or Tottenham. And it'll be...
Tottenham still have
And United have just got an attitude problem.
Tottenham still have a positive goal difference, by the way.
That's why they struggle so much. They struggle so much because they've got an attitude problem. I feel like they think they're better than what they are, and they've been found out by teams upgrading.
It's when we're having our worst seasons during a time when the rest of the Premier League's at its best.
Yeah, and then obviously you'll have your best season when everyone's shy.
Yeah.
No one's money.
It's like if you think a few seasons ago we got second to City, but City was 20 points ahead of everyone else. Like,
yeah.
That's like I know Liverpool went like 12 points, but it's not been that. It's been different because Arsenal were just letting points go to like Palace and stuff like that because
Arsenal are doing what Spurs are doing now. Arsenal are doing what Spurs were doing now.
They were the Robin Hood of that season. Just.
I do want everyone to just know that Tottenham is 16th with a +6 goal difference.
They're like Leeds. They've been like Leeds this season. You were Leeds.
They were like... +6 goal difference. I would want to make that aware.
Like
what I'd do as a town fan to have a plus next to our goal difference. Oh, it'd be great.
We haven't had it all year, man. And we still won't because we won't win 6-0.
Oh yeah, but it'd be so good.
We haven't had it all year, man. We've had 0, and that's it.
Yeah, when there was 0 next to our name, I was very happy. I was a happy guy, and then literally the game after, it went back down to minuses, and I was like, oh.
We lose 4-0 to Swindon. Ow.
That wasn't fun to watch.
I'm looking.
You think it was?
I'm looking at our time, and I have to say I think it's gotten to the time where we have to ask Owen, can you give us your bench, sell, and the other one? Start, bench, sell. Start, bench, sell.
Can't wait for this.
I thought about it, and I just went for 3 central midfielders or holding midfielders.
Yep.
Oh.
I've gone for Ryan Gravenberch, Moises Caicedo, and Aurelian Tchouameni.
Oh.
You know what? I'm gonna start Gravenberch because I think he's been incredible this season. I'm gonna bench Tchouameni because again, I don't really like Real Madrid, but I feel like he's good. And
he's the one bright spark.
I have a physical, sickening hatred for Moises Caicedo.
What's that supposed to mean?
I do not like him. I think he's terrible.
I would probably go the same. I don't think he was worth. He's not like Declan Rice, where he was worth that money. You know,
he was.
His money was a joke.
I am glad that he went to Chelsea after seeing the performances.
Yeah.
Because this season he's been better, but some of the rash decisions this guy makes, he's having a great game, and then he just chops someone in half and gets it off.
Yeah. He's not worth 100 million at all. Like, he's worth about 40 million. But Brighton are just really good at making money.
They know what they're doing.
They just looked at the two. They had Liverpool, who were, for some reason, I think Liverpool went in with an early bid. Chelsea then bid 100 million, and Liverpool just thought, we'll have fun here. We'll just get him to spend as much money as possible.
Well, no, Liverpool.
It was
wasn't
put a carrot in front of the pig, going, "Yeah, spend more, spend more."
Liverpool offered the same money, and he's just said, "I know, I want to go to Chelsea." He turned down Liverpool.
He had a picture of his mum in the car in a Chelsea shirt from years ago.
Yeah.
And to recreate it, and I was like, "How?"
He turned down Liverpool because Liverpool offered the same, and he was just like, "No, I'm taking the Chelsea one."
But to be fair, if he played for Liverpool, I think he'd be a class player.
Yeah,
but he doesn't.
It's one of those ones where it's like it all depends on who you're playing for. Like sometimes you could be, if you get the right manager and stuff. Yeah.
Bob's kids have beaten the £1 billion bottle job.
God's sake!
You do sound exactly like him.
That scared me. I was looking at how I was keeping my check up on Harry, but.
Oh yeah, sorry guys. Harry couldn't be here this week, by the way, because he's
walking down the seafront currently.
He's walking down the seafront trying to find a whale that he can go and create Moby Dick.
He's walking past the Kingsway Hotel.
He's recreating Moby Dick.
He's recreating Moby. He's off to go jump into a whale's mouth so he can crawl out of it. That is actually true.
That's it.
He's had wet dreams about it.
Yeah.
That's sake.
Oh, is there anything else we want to round up on for the rest of it?
Owen, what's yours? What's your...
what?
Yeah. What's your...
Gravenberg, Caicedo?
I would say probably the same as you three. I've written it in that order of Gravenberg start, too many bench, Caicedo sell.
I wouldn't say... Sorry, I'll let you go.
I think it's closer than people would imagine.
Yeah.
Because I know you don't like Caicedo, Ryan, but he has been pivotal in Chelsea's midfield this season. He's kept them sort of together when they're needed, but he's definitely been solid for them this season. One of their better players.
None of them are world class players, I don't think. I
think the problem with Chelsea is they don't have a leader.
No,
they've got a bunch of kids.
It's just 12-year-olds running around a pitch with no manager. It's just all it is. They're all running after the ball.
They basically just signed a whole underage league.
Yeah, and somehow they're scathing sick.
And they're playing the Conference League every week.
Yeah. Well, and they say their manager's not good enough. I've heard Chelsea fans, they don't like their manager.
He wasn't good enough for Leicester, mate. They shouldn't have got rid of Poch. He's not. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree with it.
No, I don't like him either. But the problem with Chelsea and Tottenham, to be fair, is they don't let managers have the time.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is with Ange, right? Now, hear me out with this. He did well at Celtic, right?
He did.
With the players. And if you watch the game against Real Madrid, although the scoreline doesn't say it, but if you actually watched it, we did play well, and we did play well against them. And if we scored the chances we had, it would have been a lot tighter. Yeah, I get it, Owen. But my point is, like, if he can play good football with Celtic, he can play very good football with Tottenham. He's just not being... George, don't do that. 55.
Oh, get a room.
I do like Ange, and I hope they give him another year, even though they're not going to.
They won't. They'll get another manager in, let him have his...
Who would they bring in?
Eric Ten Hag.
Areola.
They're not bringing in Areola.
Fulham guy. Because that is
Marco Silva.
That is such a good managerial signing. Oh, good. Such a good... I mean, he's going to win everything with that team.
He's built for the Tottenham job.
He proved himself at Everton.
Wigan? No, not Wigan. Where else?
They should get Steve Cooper.
Watford.
And Fulham.
Let's get his FOTMOB profile up.
They should just go for Steve Cooper. Tottenham bring
Hull
Steve
City.
Cooper.
Hull City.
Oh yeah. Hull City, yeah.
Olympiacos.
Did not know about that one.
He averaged 2.4 points per game there.
Yeah. Oh, that's not bad. Not bad.
Should bring in
Sporting Lisbon.
Wow.
Anyway.
Yeah.
They should bring in
Sean Dyche.
bring in Michael Carrick. He's an old Tottenham lad.
He's an awful manager.
Yeah, well, Tottenham.
Is he?
He can't seem to get any form of consistency in a Middlesbrough side.
Maybe that's your.
It's really frustrating.
Maybe that's the town of Middlesbrough's fault.
Oh, I've never thought it's not his fault.
Yeah.
Look, he can't be consistent, and he plays the team with the worst form in the league and draws 0-0 with them. And when we had a chance to actually make the playoffs, he draws 0-0 with the most out of form team in the league.
You know what they say? Consistency isn't key.
We've won 1 in our last 5, and that was against Plymouth.
Doesn't League Two know that? About 7 of the top 10 teams in League Two have won 1 of their last 5 games.
Yeah, it's funny looking at it. Like the bottom half looks better off than the top.
Wow. 1, 2, 3. Jesus Christ.
I wasn't lying.
Bradford have won 1 in the last 5. Walsall haven't won since mid-Feb. Notts County have won 1 in the last 5. Wimbledon won 1 in the last 5. We've won 1 in the last 5.
A lot of them are the game 5 games ago. So they're close. They're closer that way than that way. But yeah. So what we've got to learn from that is nobody wants to leave League Two.
I'm surprised
But
Bradford...
Donny and Port Vale have.
Yeah, Bradford to slip into the playoffs.
The Walsall have had the biggest bottle job ever.
Yeah, but that's because they...
It's just as if Bradford caught up to Walsall and then Bradford bottled it.
Yeah. It's Bradford.
And now
They're allergic to League One.
Bradford's the Tottenham of League Two.
Yeah.
They start doing something good and just go, no, we're not going to do anything.
I was going to say, Tottenham came fucking third in a 2-horse race back in the Leicester season.
Walsall come 4th in a 1-horse race.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Walsall come 4th in a 1-horse race.
Which they were leading.
They were leading by 12 points.
In a horse
And then,
race, like the Grand National, they got to the finish line, laid down, and didn't cross it.
Yeah, the horse was just like, yeah, all good for me.
Shoot me. What are you doing?
It's going to happen.
I've done so well.
You might as well now.
Well, sorry.
What a weird analogy.
Down at the line.
It's ridiculous. Like,
Just drag.
if that snail can beat an F1 car across the finish line, then why can't Walsall beat Bradford?
Referencing Turbo in terms of Walsall.
Yeah. It had a magic shell.
Yeah, and it lost that magic.
He had to tuck and roll to get P1.
Yeah.
Tuck and roll, guy. In case of a fire. Tuck and
Tuck and roll.
I was walking through Tesco's the other day. And all that just went through my head was, wow, that snail is fast.
That snail is fast. They made it into a song in the film as well.
That snail is fast. That snail is fast.
The snail is fast. God's sake.
Welcome to Route 1 Podcast, where we talk about Disney.
We're talking about snails.
Turbo.
Your average Disney, Pixar, DreamWorks reviewer.
That's what you come here to see.
I wonder what Harry would have thought of Turbo.
We'll never know.
We don't know. He's chasing whales.
Yeah. Should he give up or should he just keep chasing whales?
Well, he's now at the leisure centre.
Ooh,
He's just gone past the leisure centre. He's now at the he's now at the paddling pool.
Oh, it's a 3-year-old whale. Oh god. Anyway, George, word of
The word of the day. So, we all know it's that time of the day when we get to the word of the day. And I've obviously had this planned out for a long time. And I'm just... It's such a powerful word.
It took 10 minutes of the last episode to finish this word of the day. He reenacted that scene it was from.
I did the Steiner Math promo.
The word was Steiner Math, and it took him 10 minutes to, well, tell us why.
Yeah. I did the whole thing, and it was beautiful, and it was one of the best moments this podcast has ever had. Today's word of the day is going to be short shorts. I wear short shorts, you wear short shorts. Write in the comment, short shorts. There's not going to be any explanation of it. I just remember
just
there was
short
a song
shorts.
about it. Yep. The shortest of the shorts. Ryan's got some on right now.
And in case you don't know what short shorts look like.
Yep. We're getting an illustration here. It's the Route 1 Drawcast.
There's going to be an X-ray of Ryan's legs.
Those are a bit too long.
It's just not going to have any legs.
We want a step up from Speedos.
It's a level higher.
Yes.
Jesus. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Give it a fucking Harvey Rogers legs, Jesus.
Anybody got the answer for the question? Who did Bayern Munich face in the semi-final?
What was the question?
Semi-final.
I'm guessing. I am going to have a guess and just go with Inter Milan.
I've got two in my head. I'm going to go with Monaco.
What's your other one?
Barcelona.
You're wrong, because Bayern Munich and Man United both knocked Barcelona out the group stage. And I think in the quarterfinals, Man United knocked Inter Milan out of the group stage, out of the quarter. I
think Monaco were in this.
It was. Drum roll, please. Dynamo Kiev.
Oh, for God's sake! Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Hey,
that was a notable game.
I remember that one. You know.
You should have been there. You should have been there, guys.
I wasn't born. It wasn't my choice.
Me neither.
I was around 8 years later.
So, big round of applause for...
Wait, what? What?
How's finding those whales, Harry?
Oh, brilliant.
Good.
Yeah. Owen's told us that you found a 3-year-old whale in the paddling pool.
What? I can barely hear Ryan, but George and Owen are fine.
It said you was in the paddling pool, so it said you found a 3-year-old whale.
Mate, honestly, when I tell you, right, my mate pulled up earlier in the car park next to Oriental Express, and he parked up next to this bus, and then 2 minutes later, a load of about 5-year-old kids are getting off this bus, and it looks incredibly dodgy on us.
This is what a post-credit scene is. This is a post-credit scene and a half. I was literally just thanking MarinerHodo for coming onto the podcast. You've been a great first guest host here. Round of applause, Harry. Round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Hodo. And thank you to Short Shorts.
Short
Harry,
shorts.
the word of the day is short shorts.
What was the start bench sell?
Gravenberch.
It was Gravenberch, Tchouaméni, Caicedo.
Start Gravenberch, bench Tchouaméni, Del Caicedo.
We all agree.
We all agree. 4 for 4.
4 for 4. Meanwhile, I've been eating Pringles this whole time.
Yeah.
Guess the flavour, Harry. Guess the flavour.
Prawn cocktail.
Look, I'm giving you a little view of the Pringle.
Sour cream and onion.
You're into your prawn cocktail Pringles, so.
I'm basic. It's original.
What the? You've never done that before in your life.
My mum got in the shopping. I can't really complain, otherwise I'm dead.
Yeah.
That is a joke. Yeah.
We have been the Pringlecast podcast. Thanks for watching. Epic outro music.
Thanks for watching, guys.